left sideline, midfield. Huge crease, untouched, 10, 5, touchdown!
Good evening and welcome back to another episode of the 10-5 Touchdown Tigers live talk show hosted by Julio Hennessey, man. Looking forward to the night. We have a great interview tonight. We are honoring our 7th HER Locker Room Honoree, Miss Maria Barber, home of Ball Hers Sports LLC. Looking forward to speaking with her. But before I get started with the whole interview and everything, I got a few things I always like to talk about in the beginning of the show. So first thing, we're always looking for more honorees at the HER Locker Room. If you know someone who does great things in the community, help women impactfully, or help the community, period, email right here at HER Locker Room at CarolinaTigersFootball.org. I said it pretty fast, but on the stream, CarolinaTigersFootball.org for HER Locker Room nominees. We're also looking for fan spotlights. You know, someone who loves the Tigers, who's interested and been down with the Tigers forever since we've been created. We ain't been here long, but it's been long enough. You can also say, go to Talk Show Live at CarolinaTigers.org. Let me slow it down a little bit because I'll be getting the Julio get fast and I'll roll the R's and everything. It gets ridiculous, but it's okay. It's okay. So next thing, if you want to be a sponsor of the Carolina Tigers, go to sponsors at CarolinaTigersFootball.org. Very good, Julio. Okay, slow down a little bit. They can hear you better. All right. We also have a lot of great programs. If you have a small child under 12 years old or 12 and under, we have the Cubs Den Kids program. You can sign them up at CarolinaTigersFootball.org/Cubs Den. Now, if you got a teenager who wants to be involved with the team, who loves football, want to come out, hey, we also have the Teen Zone Team Program. 13 and up, sign them up at CarolinaTigersFootball.org/Teen Zone. That's a few things that's going on with the Tigers. We always are we are a community-based team, community-based organization. We love community. We love people. We love y'all back. So support the Tigers and support your community. Now, let's see. I am about to bring up this great honoree. We are bringing up the owner and CEO of Ball Hers Choice Sports LLC, Miss Maria Barber. Let me get her in the chat. Here we go. Bam! How you doing tonight?
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
Hey, I'm blessed. As my grandma say, she used to say, you ain't wake up dead, did you? So, you know,
Look, I like to say better to be seen than viewed, right?
Hey, now that's an even better one right there. you can tell we got some great aunties and great grandmas that raised us, because they ain't no young folks saying right there now. I'm just trying to tell you, that's people got a little life on them. I'll say thank you first for coming on tonight's broadcast, tonight's live talk show. We are honored to honor you as a HER Locker Room nominee. You're doing great things in your community, people around you, and we are just very, very excited to talk to you this evening and get to know more about you. Okay, so I'm about to start this great night off with, I want to talk about your journey and the passion you have for women's flag football. Okay. Mm-hmm. What initially sparked your interest or your passion for women's flag football, and how did you get involved with that sport?
Well, I got involved with flag football through a former personal trainer. One day we were working out and he said, "So what do you think about women playing football?" And I said, "Well, do I look like I play football?" And so he was like, "Wait, just come to a practice. We have women of all shapes and sizes. Just come." Now, mind you, I'm a singer. I'm a theater girl. So I was not studying football. But I went to a practice and went to another practice, and just attending practice was so inspirational to actually see the women out there really playing football.
Right.
And so I just immediately fell in love with it. Never enough to play, but I really enjoyed it. And so eventually, since he couldn't convince me to play, he asked if I would be the secretary of his league. And I agreed to do that. And I did that for 3 years. And so during that time, I learned, a lot about flag football. I built a lot of relationships with the players and everything. And I just loved it. I love the energy of it, the atmosphere. And I am not a sports girl. So if I can get addicted, anybody can. Uh,
Right.
and still don't understand it. But I absolutely love it. I love it. It was so empowering, just because people don't expect it. And so to see that happening, I love it.
Awesome. Awesome. I got to piggyback on something because you is funny. Talk about, do I like I play football? Like, no.
Listen, I'm just saying.
If you
I
try to throw some
know,
shade on me, like, what are you
listen,
doing? Like, you supposed to be training me, throwing shade? No,
listen.
I'm
I'm like,
messing with
I know it's good exercise and everything, but yeah. So and they still try to get me to play sometimes, and I tell them I'm too tender for that. I just make it so y'all can play. I will
you.
cheer from the sidelines, but no thank you to the cleats. No thank you.
And this next question is gonna like kind of backtrack off what you just said in your introduction about your passion, how you got involved. That you was a secretary for that league for the league.
Hmm.
So like not just the team, but the entire league. So you got to see a lot of ins and outs, understand what it takes to get something together to make it actually work the whole season.
Hmm.
So you're now an administrator and a foot and a flag league founder.
Hmm.
And what has been the most rewarding part for you about that journey?
So I will say, when I worked for the other league and I worked for a couple of leagues, I was behind the scenes as the admin, doing schedules, problem resolution, different stuff like that. But to shift from that role to actually being the founder and owner of a league, it was very eye opening because you're responsible from top to bottom,
Mm.
from top to bottom. So I think what, look, and I lost sight of the question, of the
I
main
got
point
you.
of the question.
I got you. I don't bring you. I can. We here. We good. We good.
Yes, yes.
So now you're a league founder. And
Hmm.
what has been the most rewarding part of your journey
Thank
in
you.
women's flag football? Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So the most rewarding part is to hear players say that they're happy to play in my league, to hear them say they feel safe bringing their children there,
Mm.
to hear them say flag is life. We say that a lot, but it's an escape for a lot of people. It's a lifesaver for a lot of people. I like to say flag football saves lives where they get all their anger out on the field.
Mm-hmm.
But it's very rewarding to know that they want to keep coming back, and that um, I believe energy trickles down from the top. So I try to, be a good example. I try to spread positivity. And that's my normal way of living. So it's easy for me to be authentically myself and create that environment for the people who want to participate with us. So the most rewarding part is the feedback that I get from the players saying, I want to come back. What else are you doing? What's next? And so that's very rewarding for me.
That's awesome. I mean, listening and hearing that, I mean, the key points I receive from that is the sense of safety, community, and family
Hmm.
are all big things that are very essential part of making anything like this successful. To where people, like I said, feel comfortable, they feel
Hmm.
welcome, and they feel like I'm part of something just bigger than a flag football team. So
Hmm.
great great job in creating that environment and creating the atmosphere for your all of your teams in your league. That's amazing. For real. That's
Thank
truly
you.
amazing. Um, like what challenges have you faced as a woman advocating for the growth of flag football, and how have you overcome them?
So, one challenge I face is that it's unexpected by a lot of people. One, to be a woman. Two, to actually own a flag football league. People underestimate me a lot, right? And I will admit, I don't know everything about flag football, but I know how to handle business, right?
Mm.
And so I overcome the challenges of the people who underestimate us, the doubters, and things like that. I overcome that by presenting the best product that I can, by learning what I can, and really handling my business, working with integrity, and being able to be humble and admit I don't know everything,
Mm.
but to surround myself with people who do.
Mm-hmm.
So, when I needed an official staff, I got somebody who knew what they're doing, somebody that's top tier. So, I can read the rule book. That's easy. But I surround myself with a good team, with a good squad. I also get input or buy-in from the players because they've been playing a long time. They have a lot of input. So that's how I overcome the people who underestimate, what we can do, our existence, and things like that. Another challenge is it costs a bit of money to do this job. So I do spend a bit out of pocket. So we're working on increasing our sponsors and things like that. And that's going to come with becoming more visible. So that's how I'm tackling that challenge. It's like people need to know we exist. They need to know what we offer. So they'll want to advertise with us or be a sponsor. Because my goal is to keep this affordable for the players. Because I know how much of an outlet it is for their mental health, for physical fitness, for community, all those things. So my goal is to keep it affordable. So I'm grinding every day trying to get us out there so people know we exist, so they'll want to pour into us because it's pouring into good ground. So
Excellent response. I mean, and just to piggyback quick bit about community being visibility, letting people know you're here, because in today's time and where we're at, also including the aspect of mental health. This is a great outlet to help people mentally, not only physically, but to have some mental release of things. All great things that people need to have an outlet. I mean, I think
yes.
coming up, when we heard the word outlet, or what do you do to relieve stress?
Mm-hmm.
Now in these times, yes, we all need an outlet. We all need something
Yes.
positive, something that make you feel good, something that you can feel, like I said again, feel safe in what you're doing and feel welcome.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
and the visibility, I think is going to come. I think, and me looking now, this is the first time I've seen so much when it comes to women's flag football, women's
Mm-hmm.
tackle football,
Mm-hmm.
women's sports in itself being more visibly seen and supported. So
Mm-hmm.
I think you're going to get all that visibility and support you're looking for. I speak that to existence
Yeah, a little
today.
bit.
Amen.
Yes,
All right.
sir.
Right. No, but I think with all we have today, man, it's people need something to have an outlet.
Yes.
And,
And
and
it's cheaper than therapy.
And sometimes ties. Let me hush. Amen. Lord, don't strike me. Don't strike me. Don't strike me. Don't strike me. let me quit. If somebody like, now I don't play by Jesus on here. Now
Right,
I
right.
turn
You
it
can't
off.
be robbing. Can't rob God now.
But you're right though, and I look forward to y'all having more visibility and getting the support you need from the community. Anybody watching right now, if you know a business, a local business, hey, tell them to look into women's sports in the area. Support a team, support organization, support somebody to give them get some help, and watch how much you're blessed just in your business by supporting and promoting. They're gonna promote you, promote them as well. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, awesome. Now we're gonna talk about your business, Ball. Now I love the name.
Thank
And when I
you.
first read it, I didn't catch it. I was like, ballers? No, it's ball hers
That's
choice.
right.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna go right into it. Like, what inspired you to create Ballhurst Choice Sports LLC, and what impact do you hope it has on the sport?
So I was inspired to create it because there was a need. So I've been involved with flag since 2016, but it's a male dominated industry as far as the coaches, the leadership, even on the national level. So many times I found myself being the only woman on the staff, right? So you have 300, we could easily have 300 women playing football, but there was no woman's voice
Mm,
to be heard,
mm,
in the leadership. And so as a woman, of course, I look at the world a little bit differently. Men, we need each other, we balance each other out, but we look at the world differently. And so I was sitting as a secretary, as an admin on a national level, and was like, somebody has to speak up for the women. The men see athletes. They see, okay, that's a good quarterback right there. That's a good running back. I'm gonna put her on the O line. But the women have other concerns, like they want to be with their bathrooms and not a porta potty.
mm.
They want to, your children, you want to wash your children's hand. We've been through COVID and all these different things. And so just thinking about, having a playground, thinking about having a first aid kit, different things like that, having some headache medicine, just those little things make a difference. And so I was inspired to create Baller's Choice because I felt like I could bring more structure. It's more than just creating a schedule. It's excellent communication. It's all these different things that I thought I could bring. And so initially I was really afraid to do this because I never played before. And even though I had been behind the scenes, I wasn't sure that I would get the support because, like I said, I was not a football girl.
Right.
And so I thought that people would not support me. And to have them come back and say, listen, we've been waiting on you to step into
Right.
leadership. And so I created Ballhurst Choice, and I came up with Ballhurst Choice from like Player's Choice, or different things where this is what you choose, this is for you. And I had to put the hers in there because it is focused on the women, created by a woman.
Yes.
And I love the men folks that support us, but I'm here to serve, this community. And so that's why I created Baller's Choice. I know there was a second part to the question.
The second part
Um,
was and what impact do you hope to have on the sport?
so I'm all about creating opportunity, right? So my personal mission statement is that I create spaces for those who feel invisible to shine.
Mm,
And so in sports, oftentimes women are overlooked many times. And with flag football, it's so diverse. You have people from all walks of life, different religions, different sexual preference, all these different things, different types of jobs. You got your teachers, your at-home moms, you got your lawyers, your doctors, all these different people. But when they put their uniform on, they become a part of Baller's Choice Sports. And so what I want to do is create um, space for them to shine if they want to be a star football player. I've had players who decided they no longer wanted to play, so they become officials. We have people doing photography, all these different things. So I want to create a space where you can be who you want to be as it
yeah.
relates to flag football, right?
Right.
From if you want to be a coach, we have female coaches, we have female officials. And what I want to do is create it so that if that's what you want to be, I'm going to create an opportunity for you. Even with the high schoolers, I had my first girls clinic back in September 2023, first clinic. And to see those girls that were in the clinic now go play in high school, and now they're doing college scholarships. So I just want to create those different opportunities just in the smallest way so people can shine.
Awesome.
Period.
Period. Because I'm because I'm piggybacking when you said the inspiration to create because you saw a need, especially given a woman's perspective on this sport. that has really been, controlled and directed and viewed in a man's way. And when you talked about the bathrooms, indeed, y'all need some decent restrooms to
Yes.
go to. Us men, we have different needs for facilitating, and we don't understand, we need to understand what a woman needs to really feel comfortable in that situation. No, I ain't gonna lie. When I played semi-pro, ain't nobody had no first aid kit. If you had a headache, you better get some water. I mean, you better drink some water and just breathe.
Yeah.
I mean, so again, and I think that's more not
It's
just
that nurturing.
It's the nurturing spirit and direction of a woman's touch that a man ain't gonna think about. Then when it do cut, I'll do the Band-Aid. We ain't got none. Put some dirt on it, you know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
I mean, just to hear how important that is to understand. Not only we got the vision, but the woman's touch, the touch of compassion, the touch of nurturing, the touch of just thinking of stuff that you normally don't think about. Are you do football?
Yeah, I just want to play. They just want to play.
Just want to play. Somewhere safe for our children to enjoy the game, and I know that they cool over there. You know what I'm saying? All the aspects that makes you play better because you're more relaxed, knowing that my child is safe. Us men, I ain't gonna lie to you, like. Is he good? He ain't crying. They all right. You know what I'm saying? Like
right.
It's understanding that aspect. So definitely understand you on that. How do you see women's flag football in the evolution over the next 5 years, especially in high school and the collegiate level?
Well, if you didn't know, flag football is going to be in the 2028 Olympics in LA. Yeah.
Wow.
So that's why you see, if you're paying attention, you see youth leagues popping up all over the place because they're going to be looking for that next great athlete to represent the United States, right? So I mentioned earlier that I had my first girls skills clinic back in September 2023. And what I realized, number one, if flag football has the impact that it has on adult women, imagine what it has if they started playing younger. Because when you play flag football, you develop leadership skills, you develop team building, communication, personal responsibility, integrity, all these different things, the IQ that you build. And so I see the benefit of starting younger. And then also you have to think about these women are getting older. Like I'm in my 40s. My knees and my back are not the same as they were back in the day. And and as an athlete, you're getting injured and all these different things. So some of those people are ready to sit down. And so in order to keep the sport growing and keep it alive, you have to bring the young people in.
Gotta pass that torch.
Otherwise, it's going to phase out. So you have to do that. And then with it going to the Olympics, it's just going to keep growing. In the next 5 years, I think our mind is going to be blown, as far as how big it is. Because right now they're working to get it sanctioned in the high schools. We didn't make it this year. Main thing was that they needed, to lock in a set of rules, which they have done that, which those will be released later this year and different things. So hopefully, by end of this year, early next year, it can be sanctioned so they can get funding and all this stuff. Because right now it's technically a club sport.
Correct. Self-funded and self. Yeah. I did not know for Olympic. That's dope to be a part of Olympics. When you talked about the building skills, we live in a non-social interaction world.
Yep.
People will be in the same room and will still text each other over looking you face to face and having a conversation. Even knowing how to even conversate face to face is now becoming almost instinct. It's almost instinct. Like, dinosaur is gone. You weird if you know how to talk to somebody. Like, I'm weird to talk to you. Like, text it. Like, we right here beside each other. So, these sports and things like that, period, help you be sociable. It helps you it helps you resolve conflict.
Yes.
So within the team structure, everybody always peaches and cream. You know what I'm saying? There's gonna be some headbutting. So positive conflict resolution are skills that learn as well. How to appropriately work through adversity or things that might have you irritated
Yes. How to
in a
follow
positive way.
instructions.
Yeah,
Follow instructions. Can you
it's
listen? Can you take constructive criticism?
man, because I'm telling you, tell somebody something real in the most nicest way. Oh, you trying to hate? I'm just trying to help you out. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So
Yep.
all those great things, I think you hit some great points on about how that's going to help, and especially over the next couple of years, empower younger ladies to get involved with it. It's not masculine. It's still feminine. You can still put on your makeup, whatever you want to do.
Yes. A
Whatever
lot of
fit,
look, they be out there in their lashes and everything.
you know what I'm saying? Glammed up, catching touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? So it's just about giving a sense of, like I said, empowerment, and more of a community around you as well. So excellent, excellent. Um, can you share any success stories of some athletes or teams that has benefited from your league and initiatives?
One I mentioned was with the girls clinic, was having some of those players actually go on to play in high school. I
Wow.
consider that a big success because they hadn't even heard of flag football, didn't know anything about it. And to be able to say that I introduced them to the sport, that's a big reward for me. Also, excuse me, with high school being introduced, I'm sorry, with flag being introduced into the high schools, um, many of my players and coaches now actually are the coaches for the high school teams.
Awesome.
And I consider all of that an extension of me because it's
Yeah.
it's all connected. And so just to be able to, for somebody to say, yes, I coached in Baller's Choice Sports, and you can put that on your resume, and somebody to see that and call me for a job reference, like that is priceless to me. To see opportunities open up for my officials because they coached with Baller's Choice Sports, like those are success stories to me. Um, but I think some that deal on a more personal level is to hear players say that the only thing that keeps them sane is to be able to go out there and play.
Mm.
To know that it's such a major part of their life, because I know these girls will sacrifice their light bill, their grocery money, all these different things to play because it's that important to them. And so that's what keeps me going. It's like, Maria, you can't quit because people are depending on you.
Mm.
People are depending on the product that you offer. And so those are success stories for me.
Those are awesome success stories as well. Again, I just can't keep repeating the point of when it means to people's mental stability and health, how it just helps them get through. You're willing to sacrifice some necessities
Hmm.
to have that because that is a necessity.
Yep, it
You
is.
so
People
that
look,
is
people
just
escaping their family. They're like, look, the kids at home. I came out here to play football.
yeah. So you
So yeah.
need a break too. You need a break too. Um, we'll talk about some of your events coming up, some things you got going on with Baller's Choice. Uh, Baller's Choice Body Armor State Games are set for June of 2025.
Yep.
What makes this event special, and what can participants expect out of this event?
Okay, so the Body Armor State Games. This is our second year doing the Body Armor State Games, and so a little bit about the Body Armor State Games. It is it's like a sports festival, right? During the summer, this organization, they do over 70 something sports happening at the same time in different locations.
Wow.
And so last year was the first time they ever had flag football. And we had the opportunity to introduce that to that festival. And so last year we were in Charlotte. This year we'll be in Greensboro. And it's not sanctioned by any governing body. This is just for teams who want to come play, have fun. Excuse me. So, we create the schedule and they come and play. It's nice and simple. We give out cash prizes, trophies. I may do rings again. I haven't decided yet. But it's just a cut and dry tournament for fun and recreation. Kick off the summer, so we're looking forward to it.
Can like help? Can like 9 people, the teams that are not in the actual league, can they participate as well?
Yep.
So okay. So it's like
Yep.
it's open.
Yep.
It's like it's an
Yep.
open calling. As long as you got your
Yep.
number players, y'all got some type of conformity
Yep.
in your uniforms, and you know how to act, have some sense.
Listen, follow some rules, okay? We don't want no flags thrown on you the whole. But yeah, so registration is open for that. We're offering different styles. We're mostly focusing on 5 versus 5. We're gonna do some 7-man, because it's a lot happening in the flag football world that weekend. So people who aren't traveling will come to Greensboro and participate in the tournament. So.
Okay. Awesome. We're going to take a quick break. I'm going to talk about our sponsors, some of our other creators, and I'm going to bring you back up. So I'm going nowhere. I'm about to go to do this part of the show. And we'll be right back with the owner, CEO, Miss Maria Barber of Ballhurst Choice Sports, man. She's doing great things. Right now, I want to say, if you're in the section, man, share this thing. And we do live comments. You can actually chat. We respond. Just don't say nothing dumb, and I'll put your comment up. You know what I'm saying? This is a live interactive talk show. So if you know folks who ain't chimed in yet, tell them, hey, we over here. Come watch it. We doing something. So I'll bring you right back up, okay?
All right.
1 second. Let's see. I'm still learning my learning how to do this as well. Hold on. All right. We is here halftime of the 10-5 touchdown Tigers. And this is the part where I give some shout outs and acknowledgments to some great people that's involved with the Tigers. I want to talk about the partners we have with the Tigers. These are partners or sponsors. They are involved with Tigers on a little bit higher playing level. And I want to give them a shout out. Okay. So this part right now we have is Sadler Sports Recreation Insurance. Okay. They're about like Aflac, but they ain't got the duck. Something go down, you get hurt, call them. They're going to get you helped out. Sadler Sports Recreation Insurance is a partner of the Tigers. Also, Review Media. You see some of this stuff going on, some of the pictures, some of the videos. Holler at Review. They can give you a different view of what you put out here in the social plane or personal period. Review Media. Also, Savage D1, man, they've had them uniforms and got them looking good. Appreciate Savage D1. They got 3 colors for the Tigers, boy. They're going to look good and sharp when they win them games on the field. Savage D1. Also, the AFA, the American Football Association alumni, are also partnered up with the Carolina Tigers. Thank you for being a partner with us and supporting the Tigers. Last but not least, we also have a partner with Catch the Funny. It's the brand behind the team, man. We're going to laugh and have a good time. If you're not laughing, you're not living. And we encourage you to catch the funny. That is the brand behind Julio Hennessey. All right. Also, we have some very special shout outs. This partners are great, man. Sponsors are awesome. What's up, Stephanie? How you doing? They tuned in. She was one of our fan nominees, fan spotlights. Also, Sister Comedy. We have great. This part has grown so much. We have the Paw Print Creators. The Paw Print Creators are people, individuals who have reached out to the Tigers to sponsor a player, sponsor a Tiger, to help them with their dues, help them get equipment, help them pay for dues, things that nature. And I tell people, they say, well, to be a Paw Print Creator, it don't take much. If you go out here and buy 2 number 7s with a large Coke or Diet Coke at McDonald's, you could be a Paw Print Creator. Okay, if you go on a Popeye's chicken and you're buying a 10-piece, that thing expensive. You could be a Paw Print Creator. Okay, if you go on an Outback eating blooming onions and getting T-bones and drinking a few drinks, you can be a Paw Print Creator. It don't take much, and it goes to help out a Tiger. And what's gonna happen is we got a nice section coming up in the home games, gonna be just for Paw Print Creators. And we had at one time 30, but we is up to 44. And at this moment, I'm gonna give each one of them a shout out. So hold on these seats while I name all these awesome Paw Print Creators. Now I want so many, well, I can't name them no more. I want to have so many, I'm gonna say go to the website. Thank y'all. But until then, I'm gonna name all these people because they deserve to have a shout out. And we want to say thank you to the Paw Print creators. And here we go. Let me Christian Hodges, Jen Bartlett, Natasha Taylor, Quad Studio, Summer Bolton, Lisa Davis, Lamaya Matthews, Courtney Mason, Felicia Thomas, Ethan Newman, Dylan Hackett, Kaiser Shore, Debbie Hayes, Cindy Cato, Michelle Miller, Tiffany Vance, Carolyn Martina, Tony Miller, Amanda Endicott, Get Fit Together, Debbie Williams, Stacy Livingood, Terry Helton, Jamal Day, Carolina Diaz, Deja Williams, Joseph Banks, Phil Gibbs, Margaret Martin, Tyshawn Dockery, Chuck Owens, Stacey Jones, Shondelyn Jones, Milton Calla. I just mentioned his name. I don't want to butcher you, but Milton, we appreciate you. I'm going to get it right because I don't want to slay your name. Kelsey Elmore, Jan Tiffany, Ernestina Hollins, Melissa Davis, Sharina Lockhart, Christian Quhart, Marvin Freeberg, Michael Maynard, Anna Winder, and Shannon Wallace are all 44 Paw Print creators. They all took a time to sacrifice a couple, double cheeseburgers with some fries on the side, and they said they're gonna support a Tiger. Thank y'all so much. Again, man, if y'all want to be a part of the organization and know people who deserve a spotlight to do a HER Locker Room nominations, go to HER Locker Room at CarolinaTigersFootball.org and nominate and nominate the next HER Locker Room. You know somebody even loving the Tigers, say, man, I want to be a Tiger fan. Spotlight talk show live at the CarolinaTigersFootball.org. Okay, we about to get back into our interview with the awesome Miss Maria Barber. Let me bring her back up in here real quick. Hold on, y'all. All right, welcome back to the second half of the 10-5 Touchdown Tigers talk show. As we continue to talk with the amazing HER Locker Room nominee, Miss Maria Barber. I gotta put, I gotta enunciate.
You cracking me up, sir.
Listen, I tear some names up. I'll be like, let's go to West because this one name is I don't know if it's Caligaris or Calapsy. I don't want to do that. They got trying to pick on them because I do comedy and I ain't trying to have no smoke. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't right. That. I'll be to call him Killmonger. And then
don't do that. Talk about some hate auntie.
This is my brand. Let me get back on track because I'm being a little silly. The Bull City Classic highlights high school girls flag football. And why is it so important to give a younger athletes this competitive platform?
Well, so I'm really excited about this tournament because this will be my first time collaborating with the Durham Sports Commission. The city of Durham is very intentional about making Durham a hub for flag football. So they are really trying to make it visible in the Bull City. So the Baller's Choice Bull City Classic, again, it is for high schoolers. And because the colleges are now giving out scholarships for flag football, we want to create a place where all the teams can come play and recruiters can come check out their talent, and then hopefully we anticipate that more of our players will receive scholarships. In Raleigh, we have a team called Carolina United. Of course, we have the adult team, but they actually have a youth team. I like to call them the Cubs, okay. Carolina United Cubs, but at least 3 or 4 of their players actually got scholarships for college because they're seniors, and so they actually receive scholarships for flag football. So The purpose of this tournament is to, one, create an opportunity for them to play because it's still fairly new in our counties. It's been in Mecklenburg County for 2 or 3 years now. It just launched in Wake and Durham counties last year. So it's still fairly new. So we want them to experience the tournament atmosphere. Of course, networking, meet other girls that play, but ultimately create a place where recruiters can come, check out the talent, and to be a great experience for everybody involved. So we're really excited about that.
Yeah, y'all was doing a flag football combine pretty much. Y'all come out here and check out and come elevate.
Basically,
That
basically.
is amazing. That is a great thing. Shout out to Durham for realizing that, and shout out to that county and that city trying to initiate and make themselves a hub to make this more of a spotlight. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I think it's great when some entity on that level recognizes what you're doing and supports you and said, let's create the spotlight. Let me help you shine this light on this. So
Mm-hmm.
congratulations to that. And I wish y'all continued and much success in
Thank
that
you.
that venture together.
Thank
That
you.
is amazing. It's cool to have everybody around, but when the county step in, you be like,
Oh yeah.
okay, let me get some of this
Exactly.
tax, some of this taxpayer assistance.
Listen, that support is everything. That support is everything.
Right,
I'm telling
right.
you.
Um, now, I think it just passed the National Girls and Women's Sports Day Summit.
Mm-hmm.
What was the most inspiring moment you gained from that summit?
Ooh, first of all, let me just say that was a sacrifice of love. So National Girls and Women in Sports Day itself is the first week of February, excuse me, every year. And it's actually been in existence since the 80s, I believe 1987. Yes. And so I discovered it last year because, of course, I'm always researching, trying to learn more, trying to, see who's doing this. How can I grow? And so last year, they had events in New York, all these different places. And even in, I believe, Carolina had something or whatever, but I didn't see anything for me, as a black woman, who works during the day. I can't just take off and go to, a conference most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
And so last year I said, I'm going to have a conference in 2025. I told my team because I have a deputy commissioner who helps me and my social media manager. I told them last year, I said, listen, in 2025, I'm having a conference. And so, sometimes you say stuff. I said, well, I put it out there, so I'm just gonna have to make it happen. So I had a great project management team and everything. So um, the most inspiring part is one that people showed up.
Mm.
People paid their good money and came. Also, to be able to, the thing about those type of conferences is that you get introduced to people that you didn't know existed.
Mm-hmm.
So the people that attended, they actually met McCree, who was the first female athletic director at North Carolina Central University. We had Etienne Thomas, who was the director of athletics at Winston-Salem State University. We had Dr. Delise Coffey, who was a psychiatrist, but she focuses on athletes. And so, and then we had Pam Thompson from Sports Shop Radio. So these are people that you would ordinarily not get to hear from. You
Mm-hmm.
may follow them on social media or something like that, but to actually hear from their brains, to hear their stories, to know what they've been through to get where they are. And the most inspirational part for me was to be able to show that you can be more than just an athlete. You can go on to be a director of athletes.
Mm-hmm.
You can, there's more to just suiting up. And we had our some high school girls there, and for them to be able to hear that despite adversity, despite the roadblocks, despite all the things that life is sure to dump on you, you can make it because all these women in front of you did. Right?
You're
So it's
correct.
like, don't give up. And you got to learn that lesson early. You got to learn it early, and to understand that yes, there will be struggles. Yes, there will be drama. Yes, there will be pain, heartache. But there's also success.
Mm-hmm.
There's also the impact that you have on the world.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to keep going to experience that. So
That's awesome. Good points well made. I mean, it's just you just exceed to say how impactful this is. Period for a lot of young ladies, a lot of women. Period, and to see in a network with women that are doing great things and something that normally we don't think they'll be a part of or actually leading
yep,
or being the directors of and being
yes,
successful in what they do. So
yes.
yes, that is very impactful. Um, what advice would you give to young female athletes looking to break into flag football or other male-dominated sports?
My first piece of advice would be do it scared, right? Just if you want to do it in your heart, try it. Try it. And you have to learn how to block out the naysayers. I mean, literally, I had somebody tell me, women not supposed to play football. I'm not even interested. I'm like, but I have 300 women that play football every week. Like, what are you saying? So, one, to do it afraid. Even if you're scared, try it. Because if it's in your heart, you're not going to rest well until you at least try. And then, secondly, to be confident. And if there's a barrier to your confidence, meaning you don't know the rules, you don't know the game, learn it. Learn it. I'm still picking up the rule book, learning stuff, reading. I'm asking coaches, what does that play mean? What is this referee talking about? Different stuff. But
Right.
if that's a barrier to you feeling confident to what you want to do, then squash it, handle it,
Break that barrier.
learn what you need to learn so
Mm-hmm.
you can be confident in what you want to do. Because it's going to always be people saying what you can't do, what you're not supposed to do. But if that door opens for you, you should walk right on through it.
Amen.
Period.
Amen. You gotta break down barriers to break through. You know,
Yep.
you let barriers hold you back, you're never gonna grow. Period.
Yeah.
Anything. So you gotta
And a
learn.
lot of times it's barriers in our mind because sometimes people not even thinking about us. It's
Mm,
us talking ourselves out of things. And
yes.
I had to learn, like through the loss of my mom, I had to learn the power of positive self-talk, right? Just to be able to say, okay, I'm gonna get up today, I'm gonna get dressed today. That's a success.
Yeah.
Like if you're dealing with grief or if you're dealing with depression or anything like that, those small victories, and it all starts in your mind. So a lot of times we put up our own barriers for fear or whatever. And so it begins with, what do you say to yourself?
Mm,
What perspective shift are you gonna have? Because a lot of times people not think about you. I mean, there are some who freely express their opinions,
right.
but look, if they're not paying the bills, if
I ain't worried about it. You got that right.
listen, look, they ain't give me breath to wake up this morning. Listen,
Whatever.
it's not my concern what you think about me. I'm
That's true.
sorry. It's
We
not.
we all need to take that a little bit more to heart. I think we'd be less stressed and less
Yes,
worried about someone else's plate when we gotta focus on our own plate.
exactly.
Finish your peas first. You worry about their grits. All right.
Exactly.
um, how can people support the growth of women's football, flag football, whether it's players, fans, or advocates?
The biggest thing for me is to show up. Show up. Come to the games. Support these people with your presence. Because it is so disheartening to me when I go. Like this weekend, I was at a game, North Carolina Central. Their flag team was playing the University of Virginia. Nobody was there. Like the other players were there. There was a couple of fans, but we need people to show up. Of course, we could do on this side, we could do our part as far as marketing and
Mm-hmm.
spreading the word. I mean, just like today at Winston-Salem State, they had a whole flag football tournament because the CIAA picked up women's flag football this season. So there's 7 HBCUs playing women's flag football. Today, they had games at Winston-Salem State. They're playing again tomorrow. But where's the marketing for that? But even with that, we need people to show up and support. And as a performer, the energy from the crowd
Helps you
makes
out.
me perform better, right?
Yeah.
And so, and how can people learn about us? We need your mamas, your aunties, your uncles, everybody to come to this game and then go back and say, you know what? I saw them girls out there playing football. Like to spread the word. So show up. And most of the games are still free. I mean, at the high schools, you have to play. The high school crowds are getting better. But just to show up and support. And the tickets usually are less than $10 to come and support. Right. And then be a sponsor. I actually just formed my nonprofit organization. So we'll be doing some more community service-based things in the in the community centered around flag football. But we need money to make this happen. It costs money to rent fields. It costs money to pay referees. It costs money to have first aid kits, snacks. And really, I want to get everybody a mouth guard because it is so necessary. We can require it for kids, but not for adults. But we want to just be a resource, and we can't be a resource without money.
Without proper funding.
So if if you feel in your heart, like he talked about those, what is it, the paw print creators. Yes, the paw print creators. Yes. Listen, because it matters in tackle, it matters in flag. These women need support. So be a sponsor. Listen, every dollar counts. No amount is too small, but we love thousands. So, just take your pick.
Adds up. You can buy you one of them porterhouses at Outback. You throw a little sponsorship.
Listen, shoot, if you can buy a carton of eggs, forget the steakhouse.
The eggs expensive right now.
Yes.
About to send me one of them. But send me old school, little go in and send me eggs half price. I got
you. Don't let us see you on the news for no eggs.
I ain't talking about me. I'm talking about I got somebody else do the eggs. I'm too fat and slow. I ain't good at no more.
But yeah, so your presence and your pockets. Look, the presence in your pockets. That's how you can support us.
That's how you do it. Okay, support that. Who are some women in sports that have inspired you along your journey?
So I will say the first person who is one of my mentors, her name is Mashonda Pascal Gilmore. She actually ran a league in Atlanta for probably 20 years. She does one of our biggest tournaments that many of us go to, the Lynn Lewis tournament that happens in October. And that's where over 100 women's teams come to play in this tournament. And so when I was getting started, she actually held my hand and helped me go through the process, talk about establishing my procedures, what I needed to do. Like, she just held my hand the whole way. And she used to play as well. She doesn't run a league now. She just does tournaments and stuff. But she was a big influence for me. Also, I really love the players from the U.S. national flag football team. Vanita Crouch, she's in her 40s. She's the quarterback, QB1 for the U.S. national team, flag football team. And the fact that she travels the world to play football in her 40s, but she also teaches children. She's a teacher, and she has things that are dear to her heart. And so it shows that you can be passionate about what you love and still be well-rounded, because she could really let it go to her head that she has a gold medal and, different stuff, that she's a champion and things like that. But, she was on the Super Bowl commercial that we just had. I don't know if you saw the Super Bowl.
Oh, I saw that. That's what I saw. A lot of advocacy for it getting to high school. I saw all those pushing that direction. So yes.
So definitely I love those people. As far as like superstars in sports, I gotta say the Williams sisters. I took tennis for like a couple of months and I was like, ooh, too much, too much. But I have to say, like, to be able to see from where they came, like from such humble beginnings to where they are now, and just the ridicule, all the struggles that they go through, but they still shine bright. And so I really love that. For me, it's just encouragement to say, no matter where you came from, your purpose is your purpose, right? And we all have to go through a journey to get there. But when you get there, you have to be responsible and you have to reach back. And so that's what I get from Venus and Serena.
They definitely left a great legacy in tennis. Some people don't, if you look back, some people don't realize how much they really accomplished
Yes.
as sisters and also individually.
Yes.
Women in a sport. I think the women's tennis really benefited from them immensely in their success and
Mm-hmm.
challenges, though. So
Yep.
a great shout out. What is the legacy you hope to leave for women in flag football?
So that's a challenging question for me because I want to do so many things. Like my brain. So the more I do this, the more my vision enlarges, right? And so ultimately, I want it to be that people know that we're here. That's the legacy I want. That people know women's flag football exists. It's not because we hear a lot of. I hate reading the comments on social media sometimes because you see the people who are like, "Oh, that's not real football," and I'm like, "No, you tell these ladies who suit up every week that this is not real football. You tell these ladies who um have bruises from being on the O line that this is not real football. Matter of fact, you come and watch the game, right?
Tell them all to come play against some women and
Exactly.
watch
Watch
their
them
boots
get
get smoked. Talk about ain't no real
pancakes.
football.
Okay. So I want people to know we exist,
Right.
period. Like, because it's still, even though I've been involved with this since 2016, shoot, next year that'll be 10 years. And people are just now discovering um, that we're here. So I want my legacy to be that we exist and that we're great, we exist with excellence. And that, again, that you can go from here and be catapulted anywhere in the world because you were a part of Ballers Choice Sports. So I want to be a resource. Like I said, if you want to be a referee, I want to be able to offer that. If you want to be a coach, I want to be able to offer you training for that. If you want to be a athletic trainer, like in my December tournament, one of our high school girls, she's been studying. I can't think of the subject in school, but
Sports
she,
medicine.
yes, she was studying sports medicine, got her certificate. She came in and did an internship for my tournament. Somebody need a rap, she could wrap them up and things like that. And so I want to be able to continuously create those opportunities for as long as the Lord allows, and
Yeah.
so that's the legacy I want to leave.
Awesome legacy. Awesome legacy. If you could accomplish one major milestone for women's flag football in the next few years, what would that milestone be?
Hmm. To do exactly what I just said, to be basically a training center, a Baller's Choice resource center where you can come get whatever you need to be successful in sports. My focus right now is flag football, but it's women in all sports. So
Mm-hmm.
to be able to create certification programs, different things like that, where you don't have to go to school 1,000 years, you can get that hands-on experience. Right now I've already scheduled my first safety classes, learn how to do CPR, learn how to do first aid, all this kind of stuff, because so many people want to do more. Like you want to play, but maybe you want to do something else too. And
Right.
so that's my goal, within the next few years, within the next 5 years, because I'll be retiring from my job in a couple of years. So I really want to do this full time. That's the ultimate goal. So yeah.
Awesome. That is amazing. And I wish you much success on that. Like I said, when it comes to women's, period, with all sports, you look at the Super Bowl champions. They had the first woman trainer or coach on that team.
Mm-hmm.
There's also a couple of young ladies playing actual division collegiate football, tackle football
Yep.
on scholarships.
Yes.
So there's a lot of growth within women doing great, empowering things, and
Yep.
to see yourself being a conduit to them getting in all aspects of women's sports. Period. I
Mm-hmm.
wish you well on that journey and look
Thank
forward to
you.
your success. As we close out tonight's interview, I want to ask you, how do you feel about being honored tonight as the 7th HER Locker Room Honoree, and what does this recognition mean to you?
I have to say, when I read the write up, I was like, is they talking about me? Definitely it is truly an honor. Because for me, I'm just working, right? I see a need, I try to meet the need. I just know what I got to do every day. So I'm just working. So to be seen for what I do, and to have, my players, when they saw the post, just people chiming in, and the congratulations and all that stuff, it really means the world to me, because honestly, being in leadership is often a thankless job, and you sacrifice so much behind the scenes that people don't even see. The time, the money, the stress,
Yeah.
the stress of it all. And so this honor really meant a lot to me, especially in Women's History Month, which this is also the month of our anniversary. So, we just celebrated our second anniversary, even though it feels like we've been in existence so much longer. I guess just because I've been around for a while, but this is really a honor for me, especially since some of my girls play both flag and tackle.
All right.
So I love it. I'm really grateful to be seen, and to be honored. So I appreciate it very much.
I mean, you say, in closing, you said, you feel like it's been a lot longer. Well, a lot of work that you've done and that you are creating will make you feel like it's been around longer, because some of the things that are happening right now is groundbreaking. For it to come into fruition in such a time, it will make you feel like it's forever. But definitely,
Yeah.
definitely well deserved. There will be more and more great things coming through what you're doing and what you're helping out with, and you're doing it with love, and you're doing it because it means something to you. It's nothing to gain finances. It's to gain. I think it's for you. It's to gain the inside, the love, knowing that, hey, I'm doing
Hmm.
this for other people because I care about people. I care more about than this. I want to see people become better, and I want them to shine in all aspects of their life. And this is one area that I can help them feel great and
Hmm.
be good at. Then let's help them be great. So,
Yeah.
and before we do close out, is there anything special you want to just say this just in your heart, you want to put out there, and as we close out the interview for tonight, anything you want to say?
So first, to you all, I want to say keep up the good work. Number one. I know that it's not without challenges, not without sacrifice. But I love the product that you all are creating. I really love you as the show host. You was cracking me up.
I appreciate it.
But this all goes into increasing the visibility for women in sports. So definitely, I appreciate you all. Even though I'm doing flag and y'all are doing tackle, we're really in this together. So thank you, especially as men, because we don't always get the men's support. So thank you all, for the work that you do. And I will also say, in honor of Women's History Month, that to anybody out there who is afraid to pursue your dream, just start today. You will never be fully ready. The circumstances will never be fully right. You may not have the money, but I promise you, if you step out on faith, make that one step, doors will open for you, and just keep moving forward. So Don't doubt yourself. Be confident in what's inside you. And just believe that everything that's supposed to come to you to help you, that everything that should be attached to you will come so that you can accomplish your dream. So just start. Get started. Stop waiting. Time is not waiting for you. So you need to handle your business. Okay? Please and thank you.
I'm going to take you off screen. You ain't going away yet. Thank you so much for being here. We honor you. We thank you
for having me.
Hey, no problem. And may you continue on your seeing success and bringing more life and visibility and bringing something better to women in sports and in life, period. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Y'all, like I said, it's been a great interview. This is the part where I kind of keep you updated with Catch the Funny. If you're in the area, try Area 8 on March the 28th. Winston-Salem, North Carolina, Trey Fold, we call it. I got a comedy show down there in Winston at Studio 71 on Wildtown Street, not Wongtong, on Wildtown Street. It's the 336 Comedy Explosion. We got Justin Whitehead, touring the country, 10 stages. We got Nav Green, the shift leader. We got your man right here, Julio Hennessey, and the host is Brian Burgess, a Comic View alumni. He hosted Comic View for a couple of years. So if you watch Comic View back day, he was the host. This is a lineup y'all don't want to miss. Laughter is medicine. And I believe if you're not laughing, you ain't living. So laugh more. This wraps up another episode of the 10-5 Touchdown Tigers. We'll see you next Wednesday. And man, live your life to the fullest and peace.
Them tigers, orange, white, and purple. Y'all better take a seat. Carolina Tigers, you know we can't be beat. Hey, say go Tigers. Hey, run up on them, make that play all day. Hey, say go Tigers. Hey, line them up, we'll make them pay. We don't play. Hey, say go Tigers. Hey, hard hits, big plays, that's our way. Hey, say go Tigers. Hey, Carolina Tigers, you know we gon' slay. Stepping in the jungle, it's a death wish. We tigers on the hunt, coming out the mist. Try to count us out, now we gonna grind. Y'all can move out the way, it's our time to shine. Our claws are out, ain't no holding back. We the new champs here and we're on attack. You want the smoke, well, we're bringing the fire. Wanna feel the heat if that's your desire.